about Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Fifi Manfred on YouTube. A lot of breaking news this evening on the transfer markets. A lot of updates on the transfer markets. A lot of conversation, a lot of updates to bring to you on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. And you're ready, bro. I said Fifi Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel on there. I'm entreating you as at this time. You should have subscribed already. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. Notification 10 and choose it all. So that anytime your content ever drop, you'll be aware first to have it here on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Obviously, tap the bell, so notification bell on the top. So so that anytime your content ever drop, you'll be first to have it. I say on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. And you come palm out. I say on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. And then 70 baby. And it also everybody doing come on. I say the amount. Not Bibia, I come. A very, very interesting set of conversations. And you go so, yeah, baby, do I say, and the Amawa on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Like I said, subscribe and then transfer markets the more and especially with Chelsea. See, Chelsea team are qualified to the Champions League. The striker Chelsea are going to get very, very interesting because not strikers be or honor before say not Chelsea be about the final game to qualify. I know what you show. And a week or so ago, maybe Mal ran down the catcher and say Chelsea for have a list or data team with a list by of the kind of players that are first choice, second choice, third choice. They using data analysis on call. And now Enzo Maresca Sonny, a branch of friend Joe Shield, so Aquacushia, a branch of friend Liam Delap and their papa, and then they've had conversations extensively. But one of the players who's the number one on the list for Chelsea Football Club in terms of strikers now, and then entourage contacted Chelsea for a catch on say no or Chelsea. But there is going to be a roadblock in terms of Chelsea getting that kind of player. And I know you better sound common in our house on 50 man for the YouTube. But first of all, let's go through the latest updates in terms of transfers. All over now, come on. The big thing that we've heard, and it's a brand here, your friend. Kevin De Bruyne and then Napoli for sporting director friend Giovanni Mana started in command Giovanni Mana and Aurelio De Laurentiis in command, especially for Aurelio De Laurentiis also on Kevin De Bruyne in command. Kevin has started looking for an apartment or new post command. I tell you today, Kevin Omobe Penas and Papa Napoli for the Neapolitans, they will love a branch friend Kevin De Bruyne. They won't play with him. Because Naples on we play and a ball running bossa. Now Obana say, oh, the team at heart. Now be impose yourself on the team. They will love you. And I think that they will really, really love our branch of friend Kevin De Bruyne. They will almost funny Niagara when he goes to team and friend SSC Napoli. And the Ayrton is one thing here. Now our branch of friend Kevin De Bruyne. They move to team and your friend SSC Napoli. You know, is almost getting done. The sad bit and it's a one thing here. Kevin De Bruyne will go there. And there will be no Antonio Conte over team. Antonio Conte, Kachre, Aurelio De Laurentiis, and Giovanni Mana say they need to improve the squad because Opeso competing with Europe, Opeso or GBB or Europe, Opeso Yenny or Europe. He is not willing to go to Europe and be mediocre. Or no, or ye coach or ye just local champion. He wants to succeed over Europe. It will catch all of the guys. Or catch Giovanni Mana, or catch Aurelio De Laurentiis say Charlie. And this is what Giovanni Manacasi. We have been working on Kevin De Bruyne deal for months, and we are now about to see the finish line. That's exactly what our brand friend Giovanni Manaka from Manchester Ring to Neapolitan Sunshine. Kevin De Bruyne turning the Maradona Stadium into his new theater on the real scenes incoming. That's I'm telling you, they will love him. They will not play with him at all. Yeah, they are. This is exactly what Aurelio De Laurentiis said about Kevin De Bruyne. I really think Kevin will now join us. I'm told he's already bought a beautiful house. I spoke to KDB, his wife, and his kid this morning. It's been beautiful. Done deal until contract are signed. We must be careful. That is what Abrantia, your friend Aurelio De Laurentiis, about Abrantia friend Kevin De Bruyne and the possible move to Tima. Your friend SSC Napoli, of course, there is more exclusive on our brand friend Jonathan Tah. I told you, say Barcelona really wanted Jonathan Tah, but just at the time, our brand friend Ronald Araujo extended the contract with team friend FC Barcelona. It meant that they could not keep our brand friend Jonathan Tah. The update that is coming is that more exclusive story on Jonathan Tah. The agreement with Bayern will be sealed in the next days after the green light for 4-year deal has been done till 2029. Medical booked. Here we go. Confirmed for Abrantia, your friend Jonathan Tah, El Horman, and we'll see how things are going to go on from there. And he wants to make sure say Obe movie onto Sa club. And on power we heard the deal for Abrantia, your friend Xabi Alonso to club your friend FC Real Madrid had been completed, and after that Xabi Alonso has been saying some really interesting things about him. But before that, the replacement our team your friend Bayern 04 Leverkusen, a former Manchester United former manager your friend Erik Ten Hag, of course, very important coach. I mean, Ten Hag in his days at Ajax Amsterdam was a super manager. And you call the Champions League semi-final. I mean, the teams of Andre Onana, a bunch of funny Delight, Frank de Jong, David Neres, Mohamed Kudus, top talent at the time. Ajax Amsterdam, the Johan Cruyff Stadium, Amsterdam, and that's exactly what he was able to do. But of course, that's Manchester United. We all do understand that Abrantia Erik Ten Hag was not able to get the results as much as he was expected to get. Of course, but even still, that's what they compare what Ruben Amorim has done in the last few months that he has been there. When Erik Ten Hag was leaving Manchester United, they were just 4 points off the top 4. But today, team at your friend FC Manchester United finished somewhere around 15 thereabouts. English Premier League, something that is the lowest of Manchester United in their history in terms of finishing our English Premier League. But of course, Erik Ten Hag, after being sacked in Germany, and is going to play in the Champions League. This former club will not play in the Champions League. Erik Ten Hag said, FC Bayern 04 Leverkusen, the club is one of the best in Germany. Now, Ojitum said the basics and the foundations have been laid for proper European onslaught. That is what Erik Ten Hag, FC Bayern 04 Leverkusen, has confirmed. Erik Ten Hag signs as new Bayern 04 Leverkusen coach, replacing Xabi Alonso. 2-year deal until June 2027. He said Bayern 04 Leverkusen for the pay Abrantia for the Czech Fabregas at some point in time. They were very much interested in coach Enzo Maresca. And they pulled away from Sadios now, and then they finished the deal with Abrantia for Erik Ten Hag. And Bayern 04 Leverkusen for the Bayern is one of the best clubs in Germany and also belongs to an expanded European elite. The club offers excellent conditions. The talks with those responsible have impressed me very much, and that is why I want to be here. But of course, our Germany, that's what happened. But then in Spain, in Madrid, Xabi Alonso is taking over the reins of team my friend FC Real Madrid. I don't know. Xabi Alonso and Papa coach. So there is this video of Jose Mourinho that sufficed. Abana Xabi Alonso winning games, not all unbeaten in Germany and Europe, where Jose Mourinho kept on saying, he believed that Xabi Alonso was going to be a good coach because one, Xabi Alonso papa you coach to say no Jose Mourinho no say papa because not Jose Mourinho saying papa so you coach. So for him, coaches' children pick up those traits and then they want to become coaches. And again, having played the game, he saw it when he coached Xabi Alonso. He said, Xabi, a player, he sees the game well, he analyzes the game well, and he understands how the game is going to look like going for it. So he wasn't, surprised. So Musa Brancher friend Xabi Alonso into coaching. And then, at the highest level, it's probably the biggest it can get, the biggest club in Ubiase, which is team my friend FC Real Madrid. The unveiling was done. My branch friend Xabi Alonso, Madrid City. He started speaking to Madridistas. Florentino Perez spoke about him, said a whole lot of things about him. I listened to what happened, and said my Xabi Alonso on the day. Xabi said, Madridistas, I am here. I'm very happy to start this new chapter with excitement and energy. Hala Madrid. Florentino Perez said, from the first day you sat on the bench for the Madrid under-14s in 2018, we knew you would end up right here. That is what Abantia Florentino Perez councilman Xavi went on to say. I want to build a great team. We have top players. We can achieve great things. I want people to see this my Real Madrid. I want people to see this when they watch us, that this team is very, very good. According to Xavi Alonso, the Madrid team because a challenge team is solid. Team and he spoke about specific Madrid players. Or about Rodrigo Goes, about Jude Bellingham, about of course Mbappe, Vinny Jr. and all of these guys now. Let's go on and listen to Xabi Alonso. Xabi say, Rodrigo is a Madrid player. He is a spectacular player and we will need him. I think that Xabi was asked about whether or not Abrante Rodrigo Goes is seen as player B. He's going to be surplus to demands of Madrid team and that he may go. And answer of course, Xabi Alonso has put to bed all of the rumors around Abrante, your friend Rodrigo Goes, and he has said Rodrigo Goes will stay in. He was asked about Luka Modric. So I care about a couple of days ago, Mekacho said Luka Modric phone and the friend Abrante friend Xabi Alonso. He told him so person team friend Madrid even as coach and to play under him. And so there have been videos about Luka Modric about say now Luka Modric was crying on his way to the Santiago Bernabeu for his last game. He was not happy. Of course, but Xabi Alonso wanted Luka Modric to stay, but in the club's structure and in the club plan, felt that Abrante friend Luka Modric should move on from there. And Xabi Alonso spoke about it extensively, giving a lot of credit to Luka for Jumayo Horn, of course, the most decorated Madrid player in the history of the game. Luka deserves a lot more credit. I said, Xabi said, Luka and I had such chemistry when we played together. When I left him, he became the conductor of the team. For years, he's been a great legend. I'm going to be lucky enough to coach him in the Club World Cup, and I'm going to try to enjoy him. Of course, they are going to be together at Club World Cup with him, and that's Xabi Alonso. He's going to be excited, at least on it. Luka Modric, not as teammate, but this time as player and a coach. I wonder what really the conversation is going to be like for Luka Modric and the former coach, your friend Xabi Alonso, given how things have been going for both of them in recent times now. Of course, Xabi Alonso spoke about Abrante friend Jude Bellingham. And this is what Xabi Alonso had to say. See, I see Jude as a midfielder. He is an incredible player. He is good moment to work with him and make him great. According to Xabi Alonso, he will make Abrante, your friend Jude Bellingham, very, very great. And Xabi say, on signing a new midfielder, we always have to improve the team. I want to talk with the club about this. In my view, our football must be proactive. We have to control the game. Xabi say, "Obane Charlie, only don't control ball." And now, if you know, highline after he's coming to control the game. Total control on the ball, off the ball, aggressive. So anyone over ball, as I said, Hansi Flick, German, or also free Germany now. So definitely he will be able to go in there and get a job done. And of course, Florian Wirtz, there's been an update for Liverpool. For what we're hearing is a Liverpool for the first bid. Akoma buying for Leverkusen, 100 million euros. The Akoma team my friend FC buying for Leverkusen, 100 million euros package with add-ons being received by buying for Leverkusen and Omudi club to club and common Omudi because Liverpool for the same Brantia your friend Florian Wirtz Everton for confirming say players be Omudi Kobolo Jack Harrison, Jasper Lastrom, Oriol Mangala, Amando Broya, Omuni Nabe Como. Parent clubs including Amando Broya. Of course, the news of Matthias Cunha or Manchester United already has been sorted. We know that that's going to happen. Of course, a brand new friend of Marcus Rashford, 40 million in Manchester United for some more tournament this summer. He's not going to stay on at Aston Villa because Villa for they not get Champions League football. It's going to be tough for them to be able to buy him outright. But Mario Mr. Barca for have asked extensive questions about our brand new friend of Marcus Rashford. And they believe, they would want to have Marcus Rashford. They want him there with Team FNFC, Team FNFC Barcelona. He can play as a centre forward, can play as a left winger, and Barca for say, Omunya branch friend Marcus Rashford. And they will bring him in for him to come in and see so be Team why the depth of the amount branch friend Roman Lewandowski, or he can also bring the depth from the left area. Baby branch friend Rafinha Airborne and a lot of rotations depending on the game, and also have quality in depth from the bench to effect games. So Marcus Rashford there, one target for Team FC Barcelona. But Manchester City, Man City, after going on to the conversation of our brand friend Florian Wirtz and pulling out of side deal, because the cost involved for Florian Wirtz is too much, what we are hearing, and it's Tijani Reinders from AC Milan to Manchester City, the City for, and they say, they have to get our job done. They need to make sure that they finalize the deal for Tijani Reinders from AC Milan to Manchester City. I've said several times that as ball carrying, ball playing ability, deep line playmaking, and then the box crashing ability to get goals in the opposing box now, Tijani Reinders is definitely one of the best midfielders that you can count on this time, or Europe or Horman. I mean, for a lot of the Milanisti, I'm a little bit sad and unhappy. So I brand here Fenny Tijani Reinders, a flow team, and no one team from a panichal cancer on Tana. I'm one name, AC Milan for board, and they say, and more from Sanka Tijani Reinders. They don't want Tijani to be sold, but boy, Tijani Reinders would have to move on the updates. And they say, Man City have started clap to clap talk with AC Milan for Tijani as top target. Negotiations to continue the next week as opening bid expected to arrive soon. City want to be fast for the Club World Cup. Anticipate other European top clubs are keen on a brand here. Your friend Tijani Reinders, big game player. We'll see how things are going to go. AC Milan four corner Enya Egli Tare as on new sporting director. Our team and friend AC Milan for say Charlie. They need to get a sporting director quickly, so maybe they can go back onto the transfer market and then must start to so job because they're very, very important for them. On big news and then update it first came from Party, and I'm reading come I catch yourself Party there when it comes to all the Chelsea Jews and the transfers. I know, and I'm a corner of Coco this and coming now and Party has broken some great good news by on Selbekaya. A couple of weeks ago, I told you, said Chelsea Forum have been having meetings, but first meeting was the fact that almost scouting, analytic and data team have been tasked to put together a dossier to find the number one target who Chelsea should go for in terms of centre forward. Now Chelsea Forum share data on creative this season, how we create good chances, baby on chance in 42, and this man say no. Almost just less than that. There are about 3 players in here. Say Chelsea air but less than that they need to put them in. Normally, but the thing is that Chelsea, in all of that, they don't add the data team. Did not add Victor Osimhen because he was out of Europe top 5 leagues. No, the search was in Europe top 5 leagues. Now I'll tell you why Victor Osimhen still comes in. All of the attackers, centre forwards, the way we are saying, almost all of them. Agent has started for Joe Shields more, when Stanley more, Stewart more. Their phones are ringing. Left, right, center. Ubia, Eka Chom say they have strikers for them. They have options for them. When we play any good or fit Chelsea style. Bobby Timia should go. Agents in a year Juma. Chelsea for someone don't need problem. They will meet everybody that they have to meet. They will have discussions with everybody that they want to have. And the first person that they met 2 weeks ago was Abrantia, your friend on Liam Delap. MRFE said Liam Delap will release clause of 30 million quid. 30 million quid or relegation. Any club that wants him. Manchester United Fukukushiano, they sold their project for him. The bad thing is that Liam Delap would choose a club that gives him a fair chance at succeeding at football. And it looks as if said in playing team your friend at Chelsea will offer Liam Delap better, especially with the Champions League, than anything Manchester United will be able to offer Brantia, your friend Liam Delap. Just 30 million. Somebody asked me, say, I didn't think that the make us a Victor Osimhen should be the player Chelsea should go after. Now, have I forgotten say Victor Osimhen African, Nicholas Jackson African, and they will both go for the African Cup of Nations. And I understand, but as I've always said, say if Chelsea are buying those Victor Osimhen, then they need to add Liam Delap. Liam Delap is discounted 30 million per. We installment 30 million for a player that scored 11 goals for Ipswich Town and won the first season in the relegation struggling Ipswich Town there in Yiska crash. So it's a player that Chelsea should be able to buy. It's a player that Chelsea for the team negotiating on their brand here. Your friend Liam Delap, Eka Victor Osimhen or whoever that they will buy. But data team analysis the 3 top Hugo Ekitike, French centre forward. Antwerp, Frankfurt, they call him the new Alexander Isak. A branch of friend Liam Delap Ekahon, Victor Gyökeres Ekahon, Benjamin Šeško Ekahon. 4 big names in the course of in terms of Chelsea for on my list of targets this season. On a branch here, friend Victor Gyökeres in terms of the attackers that Chelsea are looking for. There is Hugo Ekitike, I've mentioned to him as part of the players. There is obviously a branch here, friend Benjamin Šeško, also from the German Bundesliga, RB Leipzig. Very, very important. By then, there was a big meeting between Benjamin Šeško. The agent already has taken place. Liam Delap this season, it taking place earlier in the day after say Benjamin Šeško and the agent is here at Chelsea for Abrantia, your friend Hugo Ekitike, and the agent Kusia Chelsea. But what we've heard and said, Charlie Ekitike say up Chelsea. Also up Chelsea. Ekitike say Charlie. What was the strikers in the dorsal? Ọmọ in Tema and Chelsea, I got to guy correct morning. Sa boys new in the identity on the almost show my up Chelsea. No Chelsea for in your heart. No move Juman and man, no number ghost in go. Water. The problem, however, with Hugo Ekitike, he said the ball striking ability is good, the finishing ability is good, but he's saying he has similar profile to Abrante and Nicholas Jackson. On your dominant box striker, on your aggressive, combative center forward, your box team will be in your premier draws, maybe anyone concentrate about defending set pieces where children and really ball like somebody that leads the press aggressively like a Victor Osimhen. That's not the stock in trade of our branch here friend Hugo Ekitike. Hugo Ekitike. That is not the stock in trade. But of course, Chelsea for next year, almost your pen. But party they can say Chelsea board no want him quickly. But see, like I told you, always listen to the keywords when it comes to transfers. And your Chelsea board no and your final sign off in terms of transfers. It will go to the coach. The data team will bring their list. Coach and any team will look at it. Sporting directors will have a conclusion. Then the sporting directors, in conjunction with the coaching or technical team, will have a final say in terms of who to bring in as a center forward. Of course, Hugo Ekitike say Charlie or Chelsea and Jumano. I'm going fast, man. And you have to know man stories be so okay. The number bomb for number. Chelsea are interested in Eintracht Frankfurt for forward Hugo Ekitike and seek to conclude early summer transfer business as quickly as possible. Frankfurt for are on the side, normally 82 million euros for the call. Quid 83.9 million quid. Albeit negotiation payment structure. No Chelsea phone. Of course, we'll see how things are going to go on our brand here. Your friend Hugo Ekitike. I think as things stands now, the big important one is the Chelsea for him set transfer. Champions League scanner, they can do a deal for Victor Osimhen. They need a branch friend Victor Osimhen. They will push in for a branch friend Victor Osimhen. They are very, very enthused about a branch friend Victor Osimhen, and that's what Chelsea for are planning on doing. Making sure a branch friend Victor Osimhen will come in and then go and get a job done. Hugo Ekitike compare Abrante friend Nicholas Jackson. There is that similarity. It's there. The destiny media told me Hugo Ekitike be a coded on green and a code Nicholas Jackson yellow. Ekitike exists assistant more and all actions here higher passes per second higher aerial duels seem to be slightly ahead of Nicholas Jackson. That is why I keep on saying the aerial duels they similar to Nicholas Jackson. It's not enough. It is not enough. Chelsea will need to do better in terms of scouting a center forward. I would rather go in for a brand here friend Liam Delap than a Hugo Ekitike, because like I said, the profile is very, very similar to a brand here friend Nicola Jackson. Master Stance now, you're not buying anybody different. Chelsea needs a different profile to be able to come in. A very, very good creative winger, also heads the ball very well, but just like Šeško, he is physically underdeveloped and not someone who will give us a different option to go long when we need to, which is a profile we need to add. With him, just like Jackson, we have to build through the lines always to connect with them. They are really one-dimensional in that sense. Hold up playing ancient and neon for these kind of players over there. Hugo Ekitike to Chelsea rumors, like I said, it won't go away. Chelsea a very, very eager passer this summer transfer window. Fast. And BBI come. Chelsea are eager to move swiftly through the market this summer to finalize all incomings and outgoings by the end of June. They are keen to head into preseason with a settled squad and to maximize the preparation ahead of Maresca's second season. Because if one is almost on Maresca, the needed time, the needed preparation to go into it and make sure that BBI come. And they are my papa friend Enzo Maresca said the season come. I also did mention Abrantia, your friend Jadon Sancho, the agent and Chelsea for number meeting. Chelsea for now finding a way to keep Abrantia friend Jadon Sancho. Robert Sanchez ended the season with the highest save percentage in the Premier League, 73.6%. Robert Sanchez. I mean, it's a little bit sad. Say Abrantia, a friend of Robert Sanchez, as it stands now, still or some issues, making some mistakes. I hope say he's able to grow into a top goalkeeper. But then again, as it stands now, the Chelsea phone will probably add Abrantia friend Joki Petrovic to come in and come and compete with him in terms of the conversation. Napoli for Scudetto parade near next level. Napoli for players though, I've really enjoyed. On one bus and on what to saw. I mean, I'm even scared. Imagine that bus, baby Buddha, Charlie, is yours. And on the boats near the other, and then I'm so of course, Napoli for them are having a very good time for themselves, given the enjoyment that they are having. Obviously, my brand here friend, Liverpool for also having a bus parade or English Premier League in very important thing on I mean, we'll have the conversation around all of those things. An important one over there in terms of the games there, of course, guys. But this is where we'll draw the curtain on us on Fifi Manfred on YouTube, giving a conversation. Keep an eye on Hugo Ekitike to Chelsea. Just keep an eye on it. Enyem cry. So Hugo Ekitike to Chelsea. One year, it will catch some more fire. Now, there. We're going to see it happen very soon. I am one cry. So Hugo Ekitike to Chelsea, it's probably going to catch some more fire. Of course, Sky Sports. I must say, Eagle Tari appreciates Sergio Conceição and is expected to have talks about the possibility of him staying next season. One shooting and Sergio Conceição, Everton Atima, your friend FC, AC Milan, our talent Serie A. We'll see how things like that are going to go. Over here on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Guys, let's draw the curtain on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Let's go and get some rest. Let me add more channel. I will come your way with some more, a lot of analysis, a lot of conversation, a lot of stuff I will ask on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Guys, if you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. Turn on notification. Notification turn on the show. Choose all. Send a bear anytime there content ever drop you have you are first to have it. I'm seeing some scenes be absolute horrendous scenes. Car runs into fans during Liverpool's trophy parade. Wow. That is horrific. Charlie. Wow. Guys, Andre the Curtain, I'll be back, look through all of that data and all of that video, and then come back with the most important explanation as to what really happened in terms of Liverpool players now. Liverpool fans now, Mojo Munina, will be a car. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.